My good buddy Victor said he's got a project and he'd like to bring it over. Now, this door-to-door delivery's got me a little suspicious right out of the gate. This isn't the first time Victor's shown up with a pile of parts, but the urgency seems a bit new and invigorated.
Surprise.
Right? It is a surprise. I see some stuff I recognize, but some stuff I don't.
It's a Volkswagen pan, and you know I'm not a Volkswagen guy.
You know I am. He's brought it to the right place.
That's why it's here. Me and Hector were playing with it a little because I wanted some other kind of roadster or something, but with Ian's touch, you know, the Ed Roth feel and his space junkie vibe.
Yes, sir.
I said, who better could put this puzzle together and make it look cool?
I think you're looking for an excuse to get some extra sheet metal out of your yard, but hey, you came to the right place. Clearly, the tables have turned. Normally, I'm the one that's pitching all the crazy ideas, you know, cardboard, masking tape, all the envisioning tools. Here it comes. Even in my backyard, the world works in mysterious ways. I see your envisioning tools are hard at work. It's just a wedge, just straight up, looking like a log splitter almost. Just something comes straight down to a sharp blade in the front, huh?
This is your name written on it. I mocked this up mainly so I could get my space of where the interior was gonna go and that I fit in it. This here, to me, feels right. The rest is whatever you think. I got some extra parts. If you could use them, you use them.
Always with Victor's pile of parts, I'm seeing things that I recognize, but he's always got that wild card he throws in. I never know when it's gonna strike. It needs just about everything, but I'm not sure how that metropolitan body translates to this exotic shape you're describing. I think these little Metropolitans are awesome cars. It's just like for customization potential, there's not really a lot going on there, but hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Sleep on it, let the stars affect you out here, and you'll feel it.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has a dream, and the knucklehead to fall through with it.
Here's some options. I brought you some tires. Check this out.
That's a big one. If I wasn't confused before, I definitely am now. I thought we were doing like hot rod roadster. It looks like we're heading to the Dub Show. That's some serious tire compared to what you were working with.
Look at the way that looks now. It's got that look.
It's got a look all right, I'll give that to you.
The body, your wedge, I call it a piece of cheese. You could call it the cheese biscuit or whatever you want.
I've threw out some wild ideas in the past, you know? I'm always open, fair game for creativity, but I don't know. May I introduce our latest project, the cheese biscuit.
There she is, look at that.
An image is worth 1,000 words.
The Metropolitan, I mean, do you see that incorporated in this?
I don't know what I'm seeing, man. I'm gonna have to think on it.
Hey, I got some more stuff behind my truck, and I think it might
I'm getting heart
change
palpitations. I don't know if I could stand this. What else is there? At the beginning of every project, it's just important to stay focused on the big idea. Victor's bringing up references, Space Junkie, Ed Roth. Even though the starting point is not looking so hot, the idea is there.
Check this out.
What is this?
This is off of a Studebaker Hawk.
Oh, yes.
This is the one missing link to human civilization. Tell me that wasn't made for this.
Holy cheese wedge. That is what's happening. Look how the spear points right at the front spindle. I mean, that's the game changer right there. All the proportions are pretty wild, etc., but once we put this fin on, it's like, whoa, okay, now I see where we're going. Big fire starts with the strike of the match. You just need one thing to set it off.
Of course, I understand. I just brought you the parts. That's 2%. You got to do 98% of filling it in and making it all work.
It's almost too easy.
Simplicity.
Like, aren't they all?
I got more parts.
No.
A lot more parts for the front and for the back. Anything goes. Whatever you feel, do it. Use them or don't use them, but do what you do.
You have more faith in me than I do, man. I love it. You're the wind beneath my hat. It's awesome. I got my work cut out for me on this one, and it's nothing an afternoon of fabrication can't fix. Put this thing back in the shop, and I gotta say, this is a super loose mock-up, probably one of the loosest we've ever started from, but he said I have free reign, right? That's what I heard. So I'm gonna do what I think needs to be done. I love the idea of building a concept from nothing. Victor pretty much came in, made a bold statement, and dropped the mic. He's like, that's your job. So we can reference that should we need to. All I've ever wanted to do is just build my own stuff, so Victor's showing me that opportunity. All right, we got this mouse trap out of the way. He's talking about these rims, 22-inch diameter rims on a Volkswagen. Let's just see. Take a moment to digest the possibilities. I'm not 100% feeling those rims. I'm not opposed to big diameter wheels, but something about the stagger, right? You want big in the back, little in the front. That's the hot rod flavor. Looking a little like a roller skate at this point. Victor likes big rims and he cannot lie. Now we're getting somewhere. Helps, we're trying to hide that engine, so we're trying to pack as much material around that as possible. Those rims do just that. Wheelbase is way too short. Close together or far apart or just right. See what I'm saying? Right now, it's got the Mr. Peabody look. It's kind of like really close together. Smaller wheels would appear farther apart. Right now, I think I'm just getting hung up on the actual look of these rims and not just the overall proportions of it. So I'm gonna try to look past that and just use them as circles. So you got your standard 45-degree miter, right? But then you got that, right? Now a car like that is like, that's what we're looking for. A weapon, not just a commuter car. I think I gotta cut this floor pan. Ooh, look, there's a pearl in there. It's like an oyster. I think that's a good omen. Check out this ride height now. Showing. Now we're getting somewhere. It's gotta be that long. I mean, it's just like that. What part of that didn't you understand? Out of all the parts that Victor dropped off, one stood high above the rest, the crown jewel. Look at this. He is the swap meet king. Yes. Sometimes you just need a few things for the mock-up to start to take shape. I mean, this wheelbase, this shifter, because heck yeah, this is a perfect lead off into the flavor of the car, right? It's that cartoon hot rod. Look at this shifter. I think I want to get that Metropolitan body chopped up and just see if that affords us anything, any clues as to what happens next. I got that car all whacked apart, so Victor brought this menagerie of parts as usual. We're gonna try to do something with these fins and these two sides of that Metropolitan. This is the beginning of a delicate dance. Stacking parts, arranging parts, moving them around, and at this point, your guess is as good as mine. See, when I saw the Metropolitan body, I knew I wanted to wedge the front of it down to get it as low as possible, and man, it's got that kind of a wedge shape already. I know the wheelbase is gonna be longer. How much longer? I have no clue. As much as I like that tire centered in the fender well, I think the back of the car should move as far forward as possible. Tuck it right to that engine, I think. It's the moment of truth. Weirdo-rama. Oh no. That is kooky. All of a sudden, it looks really, really tall at this point with that fin stuck on there. Let's see if we can make this door hinge and look as low as possible. With this Metropolitan body, I see a way to minimize the body height, but I don't want to get into sectioning this, bringing the hinges closer together. So I'm cutting right through the bare minimum this door is going to need to stay in place and hinge. So that's as low as it can be. Space Junkie was successful because it was so squished. Let me see what it takes to take off this door handle. I might just cut the whole top of this body off. At this stage of the game, I'm basically grasping in the dark. I have no idea what I'm up to. Just looking for that thing that's like, ah, there it is. So I'm gonna take off that front tire and use it as a template. I wanna be showing the tire complete, so Now you can see that panel doesn't look so big with that massive hole cut in it. Sometimes you just need 3 tires for a 2-tire job. I think I'm gonna cut the top of that door off. See the camel hump on the front? It's no bueno. It's got a swing, ring-a-ding swing, baby. Just going for a feeling. It's going for a good vibe. It's gotta have a lot of cowbell. It's gotta be special. I'm thinking like that would be the turnaround. This cool little ribbed detail. During this process, you have to use the gentlest of touches. Like picking a rose when in full bloom. Yeah. Easy. It's a pretty loose arrangement, eh? What I'm looking at is this fin ending and then the body continuing like such. Right? You got a lower wedge, so it's like boom, boom. Right there. The door just looks so appropriate coming right to the tire like that. This is the true envisioning process. I know it's not in plain sight, but it is if you look in just the right places. Anybody, right? You walk in the door and you look at this. It's like, what is this? I guess I do get caught up in my own brain sometimes. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Look how big that quarter panel is. Without that tire on, whew, that wasn't gonna work. Aha! There's a tire in there. I can't stand it. First I didn't like the rims, now I'm all goosey. This style rim might win me over after all. Having a body panel next to this wheel, it's like, whoa, wait a second. Yeah, that's hot rod. Proportions everything, and looking at that tail light hanging off the back end, I'm like, ooh, we gotta tighten that up a bit. This is what's gonna sell the back end of the car, in my opinion. I'm really happy with the door, the tire, and the bobbed off back end. This fin is coming down, coming forward, and then again, our axle being somewhere out here, I'm assuming. Maybe furtherer, I don't know, but that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna replicate this exact measurements to the other side and then carry on with the front and the back. Even though we only have a half a car presented, I feel like we're leaning in the right direction. And even if we're not, we're only half wrong, right? Diced up that whole Nash Metropolitan and it worked out great. I just mimicked the driver's side with the passenger side and put in a bunch of structure. I made this cool little curved backrest. You got some representation of what the back of this bucket area that you sit in is. It's feeling good. At this point in the process, my focus is on getting the front of that car as low as possible. The Volkswagen Beam with its stacked tubes was not going to afford that super low look, so I called in some reinforcements. I ordered a 6-inch drop axle from Speedway. This is your typical hot rod setup. Disc brakes, rack and pinion steering. It's not a Volkswagen, Victor. We're hiding all that business. When people look at this, they'll be like, wait, something doesn't add up. There's usually a big V8 engine sitting right here. Not this time. Literally, the hood height can be right here. That's super low. Volkswagen and the hot rod, they gotta meet up. I got a plan. It involves some of this. It's from another project, that crazy trike thing. Piece of the leftover chassis, it's super strong. Oh, I gotta get back in the gym. This is envisioning central right here, and look how close this perch is to that body line. I like that. This is what I was seeing when he showed me that wedge silhouette. It's like extremely low in the front. And when I saw it on the VW, I was like, man, it just doesn't work. You got these two shocks coming way up. This is gonna work. I mean, usually we talk about like, oh, waist-high car, knee-high car. Now that's a toy. I think this wheelbase is perfect. I want to get this thing into like a roller status and then consider what's happening with the body. Looking at Victor's mock-up and looking what we have here, I'm seeing a straight shot on an angle, front to back, right to the front spindles. The cheese biscuit has an angle. It's sharp cheddar. I think for right now, I'm gonna bolt these heim joints right to the pan just to get some kind of a reference. To all those that say I don't even have a tape measure, well, I found it and I'm using it. This is one of the only times in life where it's hip to be square. That's a win. See? Nice big rainbow bridge. And what does every rainbow have buried inside? Mounting hardware, of course. Boom. Of course, that structure is going to get a bunch more strength. This was just to get the axle in position so I can set up this sheet metal. So it's all got to kind of come together. So I want to keep the center perch of the chassis super narrow. I think the body's going to be somewhere in here like this, right to there. The way that I'm feeling is not only do we want this wedged down from top to bottom like Victor presented, I want the both sides coming in. I want it more like a chisel point. The look here is pure speed, you know, like the tip of a lightning bolt, right? Fast. That defining rib in the lower portion of the door, I'm gonna try to mimic that. It's 2 blank sheets and then just take a look. So see, that's approximate. Then you can see how it radiuses down from there. Put a little hoo-ha in it. Trim this off. That looks pretty good. That's our gauge. That all started when I was learning to make gutters for houses. You could see that this could easily be turned into a gutter shape. So some people, like the wealthy, they wanted a special shaped gutter. Seriously. So they said, oh, I drew this design, and now how do you do that? That's how I did that. Sometimes it just shows you can work yourself out of the gutter. You could be somebody. This is a different radius for sheet metal. I'm just gonna clamp it to the table and hand bend it. Bring in the heavy timber. With all metal, control is the law of the land. You tell it what to do. That being said, sometimes we all need to be told what to do. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Think for ourselves? Wait, no, I'm doing this backwards again. Let me reset. Get my dyslexia on. But again, when you don't have any rules, and you got no supervision, stuff's bound to go wrong. I've learned a lot more by making mistakes than the times when everything's gone as planned. Are we doing it in the right order, Ian? Yes, I think we are. I'm a dancer, I'm a shucker, I'm a jiver. I'm not sweating. It's cold out. It's fine. Everybody hold your breath. Probably have to step on it once or twice. Woohoo! I'm feeling this. Shoots the line right across from the rim to the rim. If Victor doesn't like that, we're gonna have to have a serious discussion. I gotta say, it was a little dicey. I flipped, I flopped, bent and unbent, but I think this body line works. Flows right through. The front is looking impossibly low. I love it. Everything about this is progressing for sure. The front of the car is just looking too boxy to me. I got an idea to enhance this front grille and the way it meets the door hinges. We are 2 sides closer and we're still not playing with a full deck. On to the next. Wanted to get all that structure in place before I really got this body into shape. So now it's gusseted, triangulated, all the things. Standing back and looking at it, there's still something with these body panels that needs to be addressed. Started notching it where the body would pass through these radius rods. And I started looking at it like, is it really gonna be this hard angle here? You know, because I want to pinch right to that grill. Because look at that shape. I don't like that. It looks like a soapbox derby car or something made out of plywood. I want it to look like a 52-year-old amateur built this, not a 12-year-old. Let me get my inspiration stick. Right? Yeah, it gets small real fast in here. My foot's actually outside of the car at this point, but it's all about the look, right? I mean, you do want to look like the giant monster sitting out of the car, so I think making it as small as possible is appropriate. Even though Victor went through great lengths to rope off the interior space for his seating, where he's like, yeah, I want to step in the car easy. I want to be sitting here like this, cup holder, the whole thing, stereo's playing. I'm like, no, we're gonna tighten that up. Like it's purpose built, as small and light as possible and as strong as possible for that one driver to fit. So I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm gonna make it undrivable by the actual creator. It's gonna be that tight. So easy to continue stacking until it looks like an overweight mess, right? I've always taken the opposite route and tried to like sharpen it, refine it. A lot of times you end up with a much smaller interior than expected. Looks better already, baby. I hogged both of these cavities open, so it should give us a few more inches. Yep, it's pretty aggressive. Looks good from here. I think the choice to cut this floor pan into a triangle shape was the right one. I mean, looking at it from the nose now, it's got the flow. All the envisioning in a world really doesn't matter at this point. It's all about getting things in line and all the structure in. Goes from like thin body, and then the body comes in, it's just totally not a Volkswagen, something very different. But we aren't done yet. We both know that this concept has to be as complete as we can muster to prepare it for the arrival of the master enhancer. Like they say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. I think Victor really didn't have a lot of expectations coming into this. Like he had a concept, and like I think he's along for the ride.
You nailed it. I mean, who in their right mind, the way you continued the body line, so the whole side of the car is complete. It's awesome. I love the front end you put on this thing. The tires in the front, we almost need to do something like you did on the Space Junkie, something narrower.
That's what's bugging me also. It looks like it's got two giant mitts coming at you. Look at those spokes I brought in. Those are off a T-bucket. I don't know why there's knobby tires. What if we just take those rims and just mock them up? I think it's gonna make the front of this car look so much lighter.
All right, let's do that.
Victor's got really good taste in cars, obviously. So in me putting on these rims, it's like, oh, it's a very classic look all of a sudden. And yeah, you can get with that, right? I mean, knobbies or not, look how light the front of the car looks now.
I mean, look at that. You got a wedge coming right after you with wings coming out. So it's like, what the heck's this guy doing? It's gotta be Ian stuff. I just need a little bit more beat, but I got what you're trying to tell me. There's your speedster, right?
For sure. There's something to be said for just falling into the groove. We're in line with the rims. We're in line with the general direction the body's taking, and I mean, just carry on.
I brought you all this stuff again. You know me, I'm a collector of fine art.
This is fine art. And no mock-up would be complete without Victor introducing an entire onslaught of new parts to add to the mix.
Use what you want. I got different kinds of headlight, tail light, headlights, tail light, grills and stuff. That's Pomona at its best.
I like what he's putting down here. You know, all these parts, they speak volumes, you know, atomic age, retro future, space travel. These are sweet. You even know what these are from?
No.
They're huge.
They're from Pomona, that's all I know.
Yeah. I'm not one to be completely upstaged by Victor. I'm always collecting stuff too, and I got a few things to throw in the mix as well. Check this out.
Wow, War of the Worlds, man. That's my favorite movie.
Right? Come on.
That'd be some good sunglasses for you. That's cool.
Right? Just raise them up maybe 3 or 4 inches. So the car's going so fast, right? You wouldn't be like going into the wind like that. You'd be like squinting, trying to go into the wind. I'm glad you love these headlights because I felt like that was gonna solve it. You can work on the rims, but the issue with the hood, I'm seeing more of a rounded edge like you would see on most 50s cars, you know? Contour in here.
I got Zephyr hoods. I bring you one, you cut it to size, and you got your contour.
A Lincoln Zephyr hood is really a special part in the hot rod and custom world. You really can't get them, so to throw this in the mix is pretty daring. So you got your VW, you got your Metro, you got your Studebaker, you got your Speedway, and then you got your Zephyr. It's a magic number.
And the Edsel.
6. I like how this is stacking up. The part stash just keeps going and going. I mean, you talk about throwing in the kitchen sink. This is like the 1980s Honda spoiler on the trunk. He leaves nothing out for the trash. It's like some Star Trek lines right there.
Actually, it goes better that way.
Yeah, you're kind of freaking me out, man. My mind is spinning on this back end now. I got some concepts, but I want to come down to your place and pick up that hood, because that, to me, it feels like a solution, the Zephyr hood.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Continue on that journey, because I'm with you.
This is music to my ears, you know, the synchronicity of ridiculousness. Victor is on track for success. Went right down to Victor's. As soon as he said he had this hood, I knew we were on the right track. It's exactly what we need. It's a triangle. It's a wedge, right? It's a 41 Lincoln Zephyr. I don't know. I almost never have trouble cutting stuff up, but look at this. One great thing about Victor is he's not afraid to throw the trash at the project, and he's really not afraid to throw the treasure at it either. The Zephyr, in my opinion, is just about perfection in auto design. That gives the front of the car so much more character. Those straight shots that I set up look juvenile in comparison. Zephyr sculptors had their game face on when they made this nose. Things that guy gets me into. Sometimes you just gotta put your feelings aside and do what's required for the cause. I'm just gonna ruin it right now. When I say ruin, I mean enhance. I'm going to enhance it. The benefit is the perfectness of the shape of this. It's got a nice spearhead contour right to this tiny little grill we're using in the front. Widens out on a nice plane to where the door jambs are. I mean, it's ideal. The old scrap it, then lap it trick. Look at that. You saw the cardboard mock-up. It's like a big box on the front, right? This puts the shape in it. I mean, just shape, like right now. It's just a matter of getting that top stacked appearance off of the back of it, and then tapering it to fit the nose cone so that it guns down. It's still a little bit high in the front and high in the back. Sometimes we just have to be pushed into the evolution process. I mean, yes, Ian, you are worthy of putting awesome parts on your car. Ooh, look at that puzzle come together. That is a savory stew right there. I decided I was gonna cut this hood dead center. Knowing Victor, he's probably gonna put a little peak with some filler, so a weld seam hidden in there is ideal. So this is all screwed together. It's nice and strong now. It's gonna be a long seam to weld, so the screws are gonna hold it in place perfectly, so I could take my time welding. I'm gonna pop these side panels off. You can see how straight shot these tubes are. So the sheet metal is just following that. So now the sheet metal is gonna follow the curve of that, which should make it more better. So graceful, I mean, what a good call. These sides are just gonna follow the contour now. I'm gonna take the suspension off. Unfortunately, I did cut those holes in the front. I'm gonna have to do some piecemealing back together to get around that. Apply the sides, continue on. When you're sitting down at dinner in a nice restaurant, steak dinner in front of you, that's all you're thinking about is the final product, not the goings-on that happened at the beginning of the process. This is exactly where I want it to be. I mean, look at the great shape. It's just not even triangular anymore. It's just like graceful, like a boat. I mean, Zephyr's a beautiful car. It's a good candidate for our butcher job. I am dying to put the front axle on this just to look, but we're not running those tires. The openings won't allow the radius arms to go in, but I mean, the body shape to me, feeling it. There's still a big issue of missing car on the back of this project. The only thing that's in the way in the back is this fan shroud. I have to work around that, otherwise I could do anything I want. But I want something kind of exotic. The Nash Metropolitan is a very flat, draped piece of sheet metal. 54 Chevy has the same look, just a nice round deck lid. I was thinking maybe about that. I also remembered I had some VW Type 3 deck lids, so I put that on there. And it's like, well, that looks like the back of a car to me. It's got a cool shape to it. I think it needs something more than just that. Like, what does it do? Just go straight down in the back and then a couple taillights? That doesn't look very interesting to me. I want it to look like more exotic, you know? When you look at it from the back, it doesn't look like any other car. I had a lot of consideration about what to do on the back of this, you know? Anything goes, but what do I have on hand? I had another one of these, same unit, right? What if you just put them together like this? Look, they match. That's like the back bumper of a UFO, if I'm not mistaken. This is pure sculpture at this point. That's my favorite thing to do, so it only follows that that's all I think about 24/7, right? Just might work. I love how it's like a super exaggerated roll pan. I love the orientation of the fins and this curve right here. So it's coming in your eye, it's coming down and back up right here. We're talking about the wedge, right? So this is like from here to there. Just gotta come up a little bit more. I want this to raise high up enough to access the engine, etc. I want the whole back of the car to open. So I'm gonna come up with a little hinge plan, swinging from the stock mounting location on this deck lid. The nut gets welded to the car, then the deck lid swivels around it. Drum roll, please. Yeah, I mean, you have perfect access to the complete engine. This is gonna get cut back somewhere through here, so there's a lot of room to offer. Definitely cool. I'm gonna get rid of this right now because that's bugging me. That thing's sticking out like a sore piece of sheet metal. Not really rocket science, it's deck lid science. I'm not gonna use much more than my knee bone. Like so. If you really want, I could turn this into a big formal production, right? I could get out the tubing bender, make some templates. I could even get the tape measure out, make it look really important. I saw the shape I needed. I had an extra knee laying around, so what the heck? Yeah, the taillights are pretty big aesthetic in what's happening back here. I think less towards the bottom of the car is better. Just gonna keep everything like focused on the wings. I think it's about time we busted into Victor's treasure trove. He brought in some real jewels, and I think this car could use some sparkle. You know, these are pretty tasty, but I feel like they're definitely horizontal. These are super space age, but I think they're just too big for those fins. Now, these little gems, and look at that. Does that not say flying spaceship thing? I think Victor knows that the key to all of our success so far has been his parts sourcing, and I gotta say, he knows how to pick them. That little baby set right in there. There's something about the shape of these particular taillights. I think it's gonna really tidy up and refine the statement of the back end of this car. Did a little work on the rear of these fins. I extended them out, took some sheet metal and formed it to fit up these taillights just right. I felt like this little bulge in the fender here would just sort of terminate right at the taillight, and then it would just fall down in a very generic shape. Like that way it's pretty much open to whatever kind of flavor we want to add to it. There's something about, like, you know, the Martian's antennas, the way they're like that. I just felt like the taillights and the fins, like you had this like round shape with two like things coming off. I don't know, worked for me. Even though the majority of the back is defined, there's still a lot of holes in the rear portion. You know, it's kind of like the Swiss cheese biscuit, but we're going for more the mozzarella biscuit. It's sort of round, it's sort of triangle. So to just kind of make that flow with sheet metal, it's easier said than done. So I'm thinking I can utilize this rest of the Nash Metropolitan body. This is the front fender. It's got a bunch of good character lines in it. I think that's just gonna add a less generic flavor to it. This is the old joining of the Studebaker, Nash Metropolitan, and Volkswagen Type 3 Trek. Here we go. The first step is to create some kind of a line that transfers the taillight fin to the bottom of the car. In just looking at the back of the car, I'm seeing this horizontal band where the two deck lids joined, and I'm thinking that it may turn up into the flat plane of the taillights, so just trying to create a ridge that would lead into that feeling. I said I want to make a Tesla right now and put this piece in. You got one slice of pizza. Pepperoni. Because this is just a vacant space, you know, I'm imagining the curve, the contour that'll blend around the corner into the wheel arch area. So I'm just looking around and choosing something that matches that contour in my mind. For me, I'm not a really good planner, but I'm a really good improviser. And this pretty much documents the process precisely. I'm just trying to follow the lay of the land. Yes. No plans, winging a prayer. Voila. I love this dip in the Studebaker fin. It's got some more flow, you know? It's more organic. Name the state. Start it right where it fits the best. I'm gonna begin the mutilation process. It's starting to curve this piece of flat steel, and it's putting a lot of stress in the panel, which is gonna make it super strong. You're gonna need that rigidity for space travel. Seen some craft come apart at Mach 6. It's a messy scenario. I took my time, did all the welding, fabbed out the whole rear corners, and it's almost time for Mr. Cacho to take over on this creation. I love the fins and the taillights, but looking at the center section, it's just kind of mute. Time's a wasting, it's running out. What's my last call on the look of the back of this car? I think I got one more idea. Two of the things I saved were from a Cadillac. I don't know what year that is, but that's definitely in the front grille. You got all these little chrome bullet shapes, and man, maybe Frenched in a bit, a little out, just a big oval opening. With this insert, you know, it'll be functional and look pretty spacey. It's like that 13-year-old kid with braces, right? I'm thinking, man, the Zephyr hood classed this thing up so much. Wouldn't a little bit of Cadillac in the back look good? I want to frame it out with some round tube. Might have to roll it a little, I don't know. That's the adventure. You may think you've seen all my tricks, but alas, the story has just begun. Get my mega magnet and stick this in place. It looks like an average piece of steel. That's how powerful the magnet is. Could pull a wall down if I'm not careful. Hours of fun with your friends. Love it. So you just stick it on the car, stick your piece in place. I think I'm gonna pull it down a little bit because I'm seeing like a graceful arch. Been on the horn with Victor. He's doing some serious thought and gathering for this vehicle. I think it's ready to head down to his shack. He says he's got his interior mind going. Victor is the fit and finish master, you know? He's like, no, you just hung the skin on the body. I'm ready to dress it. I've seen him be reasonably conservative on some of the projects, and I've seen him go off the walls on others. So this thing, who knows what could happen. Now let's put this wire to hold it as a reference, but that's kind of the look. This really added to it. Now the deck lid has some dimension to it. It's like an alien face. It's pretty weird. That was the last major aesthetic change. We're still working on some concepts for the windshield and dashboard. I think the momentum is building. This car at this point, as wild as it looks, it's still a blank slate. Once it gets into Victor's hands, all bets are off. The only thing I can say for sure is that we're not sure where it's gonna go from here. Let the dice roll. Victor called me down to the Cacho residence talking about change. Business as usual with this guy, always hustling.
Check this out, Ian. I might need a few more slight enhancements.
Yeah, as usual. Wait, what? Wow. Whoa. Talk about a jaw-dropper moment. I'm just like, wow. I'm expecting a car in the middle of some kind of crisis. This thing is awesome. Holy moly, you've been a little busy.
I slightly changed a few things.
I can see the changes. It's orange now.
You wanted a cheese biscuit, you got it.
It's done. It's finished. It's beautiful. It's even orange, like sharp cheddar. I love how you changed the fins, because you kept saying like the grill looked like an angry rat with the ears sticking up in the fins or something, but this totally fixed it. One major change in the back was the taillights are disappeared. He rounded off, and I gotta say, good call, man. It looks smooth.
It defines its own look, right? I mean, tell me when you've ever seen that before.
Never. It looks great. I just wondered, like, you know, what are you gonna do for taillights?
I got taillights. I'll never live that down. Everywhere I go, where are the taillights? Stay there. I don't want to take that heat anymore. Taillights.
Oh, right on. Stealth mode. I think the car is a little bit of everything. It's futuristic. It's definitely got street rod vibes. The classic panel shapes of the old cars we used are represented, so it's kind of a mashup. It's its own thing.
And the original bubble topper where we started blowing bubbles, I brought it and made the windshield out of it.
Right. Okay.
And I just kind of added another contour to it.
I like it. Yeah, I love the interior.
Clean and classy.
We did flip-flop in conversation on the wheel choice. I tried spokes. He ends up with these big diameter, like exotic car rims. And in the end, it is an exotic car.
These are off of a 4x4 truck.
Right, I know the style, the big lifted trucks with the small, low-profile off-road tires. And now I see what you're doing, man. It works. With Victor and I, our collaboration is always sort of the perfect storm. You know, he's like, I got these crazy ideas. I'm like, well, I got this crazy brain and I got a welder. And every time it works out really cool.
You know me, I'm a fanatic. Once I get started.
Don't say that. A fanatic? I would never have thought. Victor fires it up and tells me to jump in, and I'm like, where? There's no room in this thing. This thing's right out of the garage, so he's like, hey, let's go up to the park, do a few laps, see how it feels, you know, see if the tires are gonna fall off. My first ride in a roadster just sealed the deal for me. It's like a chopper with 4 wheels, and you got the same vibe in this car. It's very light. The arrangement of the chassis allows a guy 6'2" like me, I can put my legs way up in the front of the car. There's tons of leg room. You're right on the road. It's loud as heck. It's super fun. That's the weirdest Volkswagen I've ever ridden in. I've ridden in some weird Volkswagens. I think the cheese biscuit is gonna get renamed to Cheese Whiz. This thing moves.
I was never a Volkswagen guy, but now, hey, I think I converted. Do I need a sticker saying Volkswagen guy or something?
Yeah, I can get you that. I got your t-shirt also.